Hello guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Teacher Tin, and today is gonna be a fruitful day full of learning experience. Samahan niyo ko and I hope makatulong sa inyo ang video na ito. Kung bago ka pa lang sa aking channel, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe at i-click ang notification bell para updated ka sa aking mga bagong video uploads. Hello guys, and welcome again to another learning adventure in personal development. Today we are going to have the third week under quarter 2, which is social relationship in middle and late adolescence. So we are done with personal relationships. This time we are going to learn about social relationship and how equally important they are in the development of the adolescents. So for the learning objectives, we will identify the various role of different individuals in society and how they can influence people through their leadership or followership. We will also distinguish the various roles of different individuals in society and how they can influence people through their leadership or followership. So we will begin by determining how culture shapes many aspects of adolescent development. You know what? Community, society, and culture are very important in the development of the adolescent because there are so many things that they can adopt from their community and society and the culture that are necessary in order for them to grow as an individual. As you have known by now, the relationships that adolescents have with their peers, family, and members of their social sphere play a vital role in their development because adolescence is actually a crucial period in social development, as adolescents can be easily swayed by their close relationships. Yung mga kabataan, ito yung stage sa buhay nila na nagsisimula na silang lumabas sa kanilang mga comfort zone. And ang disadvantage lang nito ay napakadali nilang matangay ng mga influences sa paligid nila, be it positive or negative. So, napakahalaga ng role na gagampanan ng peers, family, and the members of the society. There are actually 4 main types of relationship that may influence an adolescent. And these are family, the parents, the community, society, and the peers. So, ano-ano ba yung mga relationship na to at paano ba nila nai-influensyahan yung isang adolescent? Let us begin by the parental relationships or the relationship of the parents to the adolescents as their children. When children go through puberty, there is often a significant increase in parent-child conflict and a decrease in cohesive familial bonding. Kasi pag lumalabas na sila, mas nalilesen na yung time nila with their family. At ang pangit lang dito is that mas nag-i-increase naman yung parent-child conflict or yung mga hindi nila pagkakaunawaan. These arguments often concern new issues of control such as curfew, acceptable clothing, and the right to privacy. So, in curfew, sabi ng nanay, ng tatay, kailangan umuwi ng ganitong oras kasi yun na yung time for family. Kaya lang, mas pipiliin pa rin nila yung kasama yung friends nila. So, yun. Feeling nila ngayon, nasusuppress yung right nila. Then, the acceptable clothing, if, for example, he or she was raised to a conservative family na tinuruan siya na ganito yung proper way of clothing or dressing. Tapos, nakalala niya yung mga kaibigan niya na ito naman yung pananamit kasi ito daw yung uso, kasi ito daw yung mas maganda, ito yung hinihingi ng panahon. So, yun, nagkakaroon na ng conflict doon. And of course, the right to privacy. This adolescents always demand for privacy, not only when it comes to space, pero pagdating na dun sa mga personal things nila, like yung mga chats, mga texts, ayaw nilang ipabasa sa magulang. Yun. So, yun po yung mga ilan sa mga issues of control. Parent-adolescent disagreement also increases as friends demonstrate a greater impact on the child. This is especially true when parents did not approve of the new friend's values or behavior. Kasi yung mga parents, minsan, pag sa tingin nila, hindi magiging magandang impluensya, yung mga kaibigan sa anak nila, they will really disapprove. And once they disapprove, eto namang adolescent or the child will think na sinusuppress naman din ng parents yung right nila to choose the people whom they want to be with. So, yun. So, dun pa lang, diba, nagkakaroon na ng clash between the parents and the child. While adolescents strive for freedom, the unknowns can be frightening for parents. So, yung mga bagay, syempre, na pinapangambahan niya yung mga magulang nila. Although conflicts between children and parents increase during adolescence, they are often related to relatively minor issues. Minor issues na pag hindi na-solve may result to more important life issues. However, there are still adolescents that will still share the same attitudes and values as their parents. Meron namang iba na hindi sila sumusunod doon sa influence ng peers and still choose to adopt the attitudes and values na tinuro ng parents nila. Adolescents who have a good relationship with their parents are less likely to engage in various risky behaviors such as smoking, drinking, fighting, and unprotected sex. So, yun daw yung key para maiwasan yung bad influence, the good relationship with the parents. Kasi sabi, yung daw mas maganda yung relationship with the parents, sila yung mas malayo dun sa mga masasamang influence kagaya ng bisyo or other things na makakasama sa kanila. So, that is for the parental relationship. Next is the relationship with the friends or the peer relationships. As adolescents work to form their identities, they pull away from their parents, and the peer group becomes very important. The level of influence that peers can have over an adolescent makes these relationships particularly important in personal development. As children begin to create bonds with various people, they start to form friendship. So, nagkakaroon na daw ng mga bonds with other people na later on, nag-create yun as friendship. Nakilala sa ganito, and then habang nagkapalagayan ng loob, naging magkaibigan. So, yun, na-form na yung friendships. High-quality friendships may enhance your development regardless of the particular characteristics of those friends. So, nakaka-enhance naman talaga siya ng development kasi nga nagiging socially active ka. Yun. So, isa yun sa mga naitutulong naman talaga ng pagkakaroon ng kaibigan. Peer groups offer members of the group the opportunity to develop social skills such as empathy, sharing, and leadership. So, yung leadership minsan perform din siya sa pamamagitan din ng social interaction with friends. Peer groups can have positive influences on an individual such as academic motivation and performance. So, pero naman ding mga positive influence na naibibigay yung kaibigan. Halimbawa, kung yung mga friends mo ay sila yung mga tipong grade conscious or honor sa klase or talaga naman nagpe-perform when it comes to their academic. So, isa yan sa magiging magandang impluensya sa iyo. However, meron naman ding iba that could have negative influences, such as peer pressure to engage in drug use, drinking, vandalism, stealing, or other similar risky behavior. So, susceptibility to peer pressure increases during early adolescence. And while peers may facilitate positive social development for one another, they may also hinder it. Ang totoo, talaga nagpa-facilitate talaga ng positive social development ang friend. Kasi nga, nakakatulong talaga siya for you to become socially active, for you to develop the values that you have to learn as an individual, particularly yun nga, yung leadership and sharing. Pero sa kabilang banda, pwede rin nilang mahinder yun. Or pwedeng hindi ka mag-mature or mag-grow as an individual simply because yung mga influence na na-provide sa'yo ng mga kaibigan mo ay yung mga negative ones. Okay. The last is the society and the community. So, culture is learned and socially shared, and it affects all aspects of an individual's life. Social responsibilities, sexual expression, and belief system development, for an instance, are likely to vary based on culture. Sabi nga daw, yung mga bagay daw na minsan natututunan natin ay hindi naman siya rooted from our genes or from human biology, kundi galing daw po siya dun sa mga nakukuha natin from our environment, like the social responsibility. Yung social responsibility din natin may vary from one person to another. You will meet some other person na iba yung social responsibility na natutunan than you. Halimbawa, ikaw galing ka sa isang medyo maluwag or maalawan na pamilya, may kaya. Yung mga kaya mong gawin or yung mga responsibilities na natutunan mo may be different from the other na medyo nagsimula sa pamilya na medyo mahirap, na sanay sa ganito, sanay sa ganyan. Okay. As well as the sexual expression, belief system, of course. Kasi yung belief system, ito naman ay galing dun sa culture na mula sa ating family. Kung ito yung belief system na meron yung family natin, it may different to the belief system na meron yung isang papamilya naman or yung isang makikilala natin na galing sa ibang pamilya. Okay. Many distinguishing characteristics of an individual such as dress, employment, recreation, and language are all products of culture. Oo naman. Diba? The way you dress, sabi ko nga kanina, kung galing ka sa isang pamilya na medyo conservative, that's the way you dressed. Those are products of culture. Your employment, kaya ka nag-aspire maging teacher kasi karamihan sa mga family members nyo are already teacher. Recreation, kung galing ka sa pamilya na mahilig sa sports, naging sports enthusiast ka, and as well as the language. Kung galing ka sa isang pamilya na palamura, siguro ganun na-adapt mo yon or na-adapt mo yun somehow, maybe because that is also a product of your culture. So there are many factors that shape adolescent development, and it varies by culture. The extent to which an adolescent is expected to share family responsibilities, for example, is one large determining factor in normative adolescent behavior. Adolescents in certain cultures are expected to contribute significantly to household chores and responsibility, while others are given more freedom or come from families with more privilege where responsibilities are fewer. Parang kanina nga sinabi ko, yung responsibilities na natutunan mo, may be different from the responsibilities na natutunan ng iba. Depende kasi dun sa setup niyo sa pamilya. Halimbawa, ikaw, alam mo na as an adolescent, dapat marunong ka ng maglaba or marunong ka ng maghugas ng pinggan. Okay? Pero dahil ikaw ay lumaki sa isang maayos or sa isang pamilya na lumaking mayroong katulong, may yaya sa bahay, no? Hindi mo natutunan na yung paglalaba at yung paghuhugas ng pinggan, which should be actually one of a responsibility of an adolescent. Kaya nga sabi ko kanina, nagba-vary siya. Differences between families in the distribution of financial responsibilities or provision of allowance may reflect various socioeconomic backgrounds, which are further influenced by cultural norms and values. Adolescents begin to develop unique belief systems through their interaction with social, familiar, and cultural environment. So, syempre, financial distribution, yan, isa rin yan sa nakaka-apekto dun sa mga culture na naa-adapt nila. Kasi ito din yung reflection ng kanilang magiging socio-economic backgrounds. The range of attitudes that a culture embraces on a particular topic affects the beliefs, lifestyle, and perception of its adolescents and can have both negative and positive impacts on their development. As an example, an early maturing girls may suffer teasing or sexual harassment related to their developing bodies, contributing to a higher risk of depression, substance abuse, and eating disorder. So, minsan, pagka hindi natin agad matatanggap na yung culture natin na iba-iba talaga ng mga attitudes, meron mga ibang ganito yung pagtanggap sa iyo, ganyan yung pagtanggap, iba yung pagtanggap ng iba sa iyo. So, nagko-cause din daw yun ng depression or ng mga negative things that may lead dun sa tendency na mag-take siya ng mga abusive substance like drugs and others. Okay. Now, the good thing is, there are different ways to be active in your community. Siguro if there is one good way out para maiwasan natin daw yung mga negative influence that are present in our society is for us to be active in our community. And how are you going to do that? So, these are some of the suggested ways on how you are going to be actively engaged in your community. As role models, you can set up an art space for the community or a youth radio. So, pwede kang magawa-gawa dyan ng mga arts kung marunong kang mag-drawing, something like painting, yan, or youth radio media ito. So, dito kasi pwede ka rin mag-express ng mga thoughts, emotions mo. So, pwede po yan. That's one good way of being active in the community. Then, joining a youth club, the scouting group, or a local environment or clean group. Ayan. So, may tayong mga youth club, di ba, na pwede nating salihan. Or yung mga scouting, kasi sa scouting naman, di ba, you get to know other people, tapos pupunta kayo sa isang lugar. Or, pwede din naman yung mga clean up group. Bakit? Bukod sa may nakikilala ka ng mga ibang tao, nakakatulong ka pa sa iyong community para luminis or umayos yung community. Being part of a youth advisory group through the local council. So, ito naman, sila yung parang nagiging support system naman din ng mga kabataang kagaya nila. This is a good way for you to develop also leadership. Bakit? Kasi hindi mo lang na-share yung talent mo sa iba, na-share mo rin sa kanila yung iyong mga thoughts, yung mga pwede mo rin silang ma-inspire also to do good. Helping with a primary school play or coaching a junior sport team. Ito, kung magaling ka sa sport, turuan mo yung mga mas maliliit sa'yo, how to play basketball or kahit anong particular type of sports. Ayan. Or kung sa tingin mo naman, academically, nag-excel ka, why not share it doon sa mga bata naman? Para lang kayo nag-aaral-aralan. Diba? Na-share mo yung talent mo sa iba, naging effective na part ka ng community. And promoting causes, for example, clean environment, recycling skill. Pwede kang maging advocate ng cleanliness dun sa community. Ikaw yung mag-take ng initiative o kaya man i-promote mo na kailangan ganito yung gawin natin kasi it will be good for the environment. Yan. So, those are some of the things that you can do in order for you to be actively engaged in your community. Meron tayong tinatawag na civic responsibility. And community activity is actually part of civic responsibility. And what is this? It's about doing things in our community because we want to give back to our communities or help others rather than because we have to buy doon. Gagawin natin, tutulong tayo sa community, hindi dahil kailangan yun para matawag tayo bilang isang kapaki-pakinabang na mamamayan. But because we want to give back to our communities. Gusto nating tumulong or i-share yung kung anumang meron tayo, talents or anything para sa ating komunidad. So, what can we get from being involved in community activities? What can you get from being involved in community activities? 1. Role models. You come in contact with other positive adult role models other than your parents. Totoo naman na yung parents natin, sila talaga yung una dapat nating role models. But when you join or get involved in other community activities, meron ka pang makikilalang mga iba na mga adult din na pwede rin silang mag-serve sa'yo as role models. Interacting and cooperating with others enable you to see the world in different ways. Baka malay mo, kung yung mga parents mo ay hindi ka man na-motivate positively, meron ka makilala within your community na sila yung mas makaka-inspire sa'yo. So, that is the first one. The second one is identity and connection. It will give you a positive understanding of who you are. Akala mo lang minsan kilala mo na yung sarili mo. But there are still things that you need to know more about yourself. At makikilala mo lang yun. Or matutuklasan mo lang yun when you get involved in your community. Young people are busy working out who they are and where they fit in the world. As a result, you might come to see yourself as helpful, generous, political, or just a good person in general. So, sa pamamagitan ng mga community activities, mas makikilala mo pa ang iyong sarili. Hindi lang bilang isang mabuting tao, kundi ano ba talaga ang kahulugan ng pagiging isang mabuting tao. And then the skills. It gives you the chance to apply the skills that you already have. Volunteer work and community activities are also a great opportunities to show initiative and develop skills to get a job. Sabi ko nga kanina, if you think that you excel academically, you may share your talents to others. Malay mo, in the future, magamit mo din siya. Kung gusto mo maging teacher, at least, diba, hindi ka nahirap na humarap sa mga tao kasi napractice mo na yung skills that you have. Then, self-confidence, mental health, and well-being. Community activities can boost your self-confidence and your self-esteem. You can learn to deal with challenges, communicate with different people, and build up your life skills in a supportive environment. Kasi kapag umaharap na tayo sa maraming tao, mas lumalakas na yung ating mga loob. So, isa yan sa mga nagagawa ng pagiging involved natin sa ating community or pag-join natin sa iba't ibang klase ng community activities. So, by doing that, we are becoming leaders ourselves. Napakahalaga daw na bilang mga kabataan ay hindi lang kayo mag-set as good example sa ibang kabataan kagaya nyo, but to become also a leader yourself. At magagawa nyo lang yun kung maa-apply nyo ng tama yung mga skills na meron kayo. Kailangan ma-apply nyo yung mga skills na yun positively in a way na makakamotivate kayo sa iba. So, napakaraming paraan para maging kapaki-pakinabang tayo. Unang-una, mag-aral tayo ng mabuti. Studying is really one of the greatest investment in the world. Though meron naman talagang yumayaman na dahil sa diskarte lang, iba pa rin kasi kapag meron tayong pinag-aralan. So, the first one is education. Pangalawa is to maintain good relationships with the people around us, especially our parents. Hindi ko sinasabi na huwag tayo makipagkaibigan at unahin natin ang magulang. But you should always strike a balance between maintaining relationship with your parents and the people around you, such as your friends. Kailangan alam natin, i-prioritize pa rin kung ano yung dapat nating i-prioritize. And the last one is that we should always strive to become effective. Sa lahat ng bagay na gagawin natin, isipin natin na kung yung gagawin ba natin ay makakatulong lang sa ating sarili or kailangan makakatulong din tayo sa iba. Diba mas maganda kung nakakatulong ka na sa sarili mo, nakakatulong ka pa sa ibang tao. Kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, if you have the talents, you may share it to other people. Lalo na dun sa mga mas nangangailangan. Na-enhance na natin yung ating mga talent, nakakatulong pa tayo sa iba. So, I think that ends my discussion for today's lesson. I'll see you again next time. Thank you for listening and God bless you.